Today I'm going to restring this classical guitar. Classical guitars can be intimidating to restring, especially ones that don't have, see how these have kind of that traditional, the ball at the end? I'm going to restring these with some higher tension D'Addario classical strings that you actually have to put a knot in. So I'll show you how to do that. And get a chance to clean up this Takamine. I'm really excited to see. I haven't had new strings on this in a long time. This is kind of the guitar that I play at home. And these are the heavy tensions. So I'm excited to see what they feel like. So let me get a closer view. I'm going to start taking off these strings first. The way I do this is with the nylon strings that are slick, so the highest three, I actually put a knot in the back and then wrap it through and do there's a knot and there's a knot holding the twists, I guess you could call them. The strings that aren't slinky, like the A, E, and D string, those I have a special little knot that I put in. It's got 3 little twists. I'll show you in a second. It ends up looking pretty nice. I like for it to look nice, but also be really functional. And it doesn't slip. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but I like this way. I'm comfortable doing it. So let me take these off, we'll get a better look. And I'll do the knots, and then, we'll put everything under tension on this end. Alright, so I've done the 2 different styles. I've got my low E and my high E done. So you can see the low E, it's got 2 twists, and then it comes out, and then we'll cut off this excess. The high E is a little different. I put a knot in it and just gave it 1 twist, and this twist is facing out and this twist is facing out. So that's the way I have them wrapped, so that they're facing out. First 3 will face out, to the left. The last 3 will face out to the right. So now I'm going to walk through how to do each one of those, and then we'll get to the peg head in a second, how you wind this. There's a little knot that I like to do. It's not really a knot, it's just how you string it, how you wind it. So let's see. So I'm going to do the A string. If you notice on these, one of the ends is like extra. No, this one doesn't have it. Sometimes one of the ends has some extra stuff on it, like this one had. I like to use that down here at the knot. It just gives you more resistance. So what I do is put the string through just as you normally would, from the guitar side in, out the back. And then this is what we're going to use to tie our knot with. The knot isn't very difficult. What you do is take it, and so if I want it, let's see. So if I go around on the outer side, it's going to want to peek out to that outer side. And so we want them to go this way. So I'm going to go the way that I want it to peek out. And you just come, so it's through the bridge. We're going to go on the side that we want it to peek out, around the string itself, and give it a little pull to sort of lock the string. And then what I do is I wrap it through itself On these low ones, I do it twice. You can do it 3 times. It really depends on how big your bridge is. So there's 1. You know what? That doesn't, I did it wrong. I did it backwards. 1 this side. And then wrap it. Do it twice. Make sure the knot is good. You want to get as much of this slack. So it's wrapped twice. Now let's do this one. So we're going to do the B string. Now with these, again, I do a knot first. And I'll zoom in even closer on the A and D. You can use these or your teeth. Sometimes your teeth is easy. Or just make a simple, you know, not fisherman's knot, just whatever that is, like your most fundamental knot. And pull it tight. So you get, you know, like tie a cherry stem with your tongue thing. Now in these, you're going to go in from the back, I think. Let me see. It's confusing. Yeah. So now I went in from the back. And I want them to point out that way. Is that right? Yeah. Now with these, you want to make sure that the slack is exactly right so that this knot butts up against the lacings. How did yeah. And we're going to go through here. And I like to keep this on the back side of the bridge. Like that. Just pull it tight. Okay. Let's see if I can get a better shot of this, because it is pretty hairy in here. So let's see if I can do this one more time and make it a little clearer. So I'm going to use a capo just to keep these under tension. Out of the way. There we go. So I'm going to do the D string. Go in through the front. Okay, there's that one. do the G string. Once again, we're going to tie a very simple knot, just the over-under type of knot. Pull it really tight. Go in through the back. And which was it? Gosh, I just can't ever remember anything. It's this one. There. Here we go. Now for the headstock, it's pretty simple and straightforward. So I'm going to do the A string. And what I do is go just in the hole. These things are very handy. Make this a lot easier. What I'm going to do is, as I start winding this, I'm going to put one wind on this side of the string, and then the rest of the winds on the inside of the headstock, you know, this machine head. See, I've got one wind went on the outside, and now I come over, and so what you get is that. You see how the string, the protruding string, is now surrounded on both sides? And then from then on, you just wind it. Just make sure to keep the coils tight together. So there you go. There's the A string. So let's do the D string. Same thing. Just go in. I like to make sure there's a few windings. That's actually, I'd like to have more than that, but sometimes the strings just aren't long enough or whatever. And when you wind it, you want to make sure that the tuning peg is turning away from the guitar so that the string comes over it that way. So see, I'm going on the outside of that, and then once I pass it, I'm going to go on the inside of it and just keep winding at that point. And you have to keep tension on the string as you're doing this, where the strands will bow and pop out, and it's not fun to mess with. So there we go. Let's keep going. So G string. This is the funniest of all of the strings. The G string. So, oops. I'm gonna go outside first, then inside. So outside, inside. Pull this up. Make sure we're doing this right. There we go. Oops, our B string. we go. Ooh, it sounds great. So there it is. It's all tuned up. Feels good. Let's take a look at these up close a little better. So see how they twist? One loop. So I do 2 loops on these guys and then a knot in the loop. And it sounds good. Let's hear it. Oh. They'll fall out of tune for the first little while the knots all pull all the tension out of them. Yeah. Falling way at it too real quick. Jeez. These are real poppy. That's why you got to pull as much slack as you can out of these knots, because it's not going to stay in tune until all that slack's gone. So I don't know. What I might do is just tune them up a little bit, pull them tight, and let them sit overnight. And by tomorrow they'll be in tune and good. All right. Cool beans.